Good evening from Edwardsville High School. This is the 4A Regional Semifinal, and this is Quincy High Blue Devil basketball right here on MeccaSportsCo.com. Hi, I'm Jeff Wellman. As we get ready, it's the Mecca Mobile Studio brought to you by Sleep Tight. Better beds, less money. Sleep Tight, Quincy and Jacksonville. As we hopped on the road, we're here last week, of course, for the girls, and back here with the boys as the number 8 seed, the Quincy High Blue Devils, come into this one. 8-20, 5-9 in the conference, taking on the number 1 seed, the Edwardsville Tigers. They are 21-7, 9-3 in the conference. Should be a great matchup. We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll hear the coach's comments. Andy Douglas breaking down tonight's game right here, MeccaSportsCo.com.
Better bed, less money at Sleep Tight in Quincy and Jacksonville. Shop Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster with free delivery, setup, removal, and 0% financing for up to 5 years.
Sleep Tight.
Sleep Tight.
If you're building a house, remodeling an older home, thinking about a new deck, or need a whole new kitchen, Woodmart is your project partner. Since 1978, Woodmart has been the most trusted building materials and kitchen and bath design company in the Quincy area. At Woodmart, you'll find enthusiastic, experienced professionals helping you through every phase of your project. We offer smart advice for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer and top-quality materials. Woodmart Building Center, 2000 North 12th, Quincy, your project partner since 1978.
And welcome back to the pregame show. Time for the coach's comments. Brought to you by the QHS Auto Group, Faith, Family, and Giving Back. With me, the head coach of the Blue Devils, Andy Douglas. And we put in the book, the season's over. We had a full week of practice to get ready for the postseason. First of all, how'd the week of practice go?
It was good. It was actually nice to get back to the drawing board on a few things. Get a chance to work on some zone offense stuff, zone defense, zone, man-to-man offense, man-to-man defense. We just had extra time, and nothing against our sophomore group, but having the gym to yourself, you seem to get a lot more done as well. But it was a good week. We utilized as much time as we could to get prepared for tonight.
We talk about an up-down season. We knew it was going to be that way. We've had the peaks and valleys. You come into here, this regional, nobody really stands out. No disrespect to the Tigers,
right? But
even with them out there, they're beatable.
They are. Now, it's going to take a game, from us to, put one together. But, what I really like about this game is, for our guys, with the youth that we have, we don't have the pressure. The pressure's not on us. In games like this, the pressure's all on them. Being the number 1 seed, being that they're playing at home, there's a lot of pressure on them. So for us, it's an opportunity for us to go out and play fearless, play relentless, and most of all, play loose.
And there is the finality of the season if you lose, but with only 3 seniors, and Milton's been fighting to even get back in that lineup in there too. You just mentioned it there, it's a young group that can turn around to next year, but boy, it'd be nice to start that one off with 4 quarters that we've been looking for.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. When you play in games like this, every possession matters. We talk to our guys a lot about that throughout the course of the season. Turnovers, value in the basketball, not giving up extra offensive possessions to a team like Edwardsville who goes after the offensive glass. A team that if you can limit possessions and take care of the basketball, get the most out of our offensive possessions, I like our chances. But again, it's going to be a tough one. We understand that. But 4 quarters is what our goal is tonight.
All season long and throughout our seasons, we always have some good music playing in the background. They're playing Journey. After Journey Anderson, the freshman, beat us last week. That's that's tough to take.
You would know that better than I would.
Yes, Coach Brown and I were talking about it ahead of time. So, let's have a good game, close out the season, and not close it out by moving to Friday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
See you after the meeting.
Yep.
And that's Andy Douglas. His comments are brought to you by the QHS Auto Group, Faith, Family, and Giving Back. When we come back, the Blue Devils and the Tigers right here on MeccaSportsCo.com.
QHS Auto Group is proud to sponsor Mecca Sports Broadcasting.
If you're looking to score your next new ride, be sure to visit QHS Honda.
And QHS Hyundai of Quincy.
With over 300 new and used vehicles to choose from, you won't find a selection like this anywhere else.
Plus, give your vehicle the game plan to success by servicing with our new state-of-the-art service center.
Visit Cunis Auto Group of Quincy on 36th Street and see how Cunis makes it easy.
It's that time of year and spring is right around the corner. With Best Kept Sod Farm Services, you can rest assured that our team of landscape professionals will provide all of your landscaping needs. We offer sod sales, delivery, and installation, and also full-service landscaping solutions and property maintenance to achieve that desirable curb appeal. Don't wait. Call or text Best Kept Sod Farm today at 217-779-0620 to discuss your landscaping needs.
Who do you call for ceiling fan installations? Argerbright Electric. Electrical troubleshooting? Argerbright Electric. Home rewiring? Argerbright Electric. Full house generators? All it takes is one call to Argerbright Electric. 224-5557.
And welcome back to the Mecca pregame show as we get ready for the opening of the boys 4A down here at Edwardsville. Coach Pettit now joins us out here. And Coach, here last week, didn't turn out the way we wanted it to. This week might be the opportunity for us to beat the number 1 seed. And as I mentioned in the pregame with Coach Douglas, no disrespect to the Tigers, but this is a year that nobody really stands out above everybody else down here. So there is an opportunity for us to sneak one away, but it's going to take 4 quarters and 32 minutes.
Well, and, I look at it, it's like they average 52 a game and giving up 47, and, we're flip-flop. So I think it's a good matchup for us, if we do what we're supposed to do, which, get the ball underneath, let him go to work, and then they start double teaming, then he can kick it out because you're a great passer. So I think this is one that we could steal, 8 versus 1.
Well, you look, they've had a week to practice, getting ready after last week's Moline game. And Sean Taylor knows the Devils and knows the Lepper family quite well because he had guys helping out all night long. Brennan worked his tail off to get the ball and then to even try to get around to pass the ball out because he was being hounded by 2 and 3 Maroons at one time. I'm surprised he didn't go home and look down and it wasn't bruises. He goes, I got a whole bunch of Maroon on me. What's up with that?
Well, that's what's going to happen in and it's going to get worse here, as you go, in the playoffs because they don't call a whole lot of stuff. So, it's a very physical game. So that's why I always say players are made during the summer.
Indeed. We don't want to get to the summer too early. Looking at the Tigers, they've got multiple scorers out there. They've got the Weller kid, actually backed up there, the Butler kid, Micah Butler, almost 15 points a game. He's got 5.3 rebounds a game. Then you follow with Rowan Weller at 11-1 and 5-3. And then I'm going to have to listen for the name here, Nemi, 8.8. So 3 scorers out there for this team. And, last night we listened to the names down there at Waterloo, and Midget was Midget. And then after the game we find out it was Midget. So I got to love that. So, but they got some scorers out there.
Well, the thing I look about this team, they got 3 dudes that are averaging over 5+ rebounds a game. And then another one at 3.5. They're going to shoot the ball, but you got to make sure you get your body on somebody, so they're not killing us on the offensive glass.
And those 3 scorers we just mentioned are 5'10", 6'5", and 6'1". So 2 guys we can match up with, and even the 6'5" kid. Actually, that one is the rebounder, Hill Lomax.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a senior out there, 4.5 a game, 5.5 boards, but you got Butler and Weller. Butler, 3-point shooter, Niemi, 3-point shooter. You got to make sure you find out where they're at, make sure you get your hand up, challenge the shot, and, get on the boards. And then if you do that, one pass out, transition basketball. Very important for this young Blue Devil team.
We can't wait. It's the pregame show. We're only a minute 30 away. We'll take a break, come back for the Blue Devils and the Tigers 4A regional basketball right here at Edwardsville High School on mechasportsco.com.
Brian Harms, I'll bet you got a lot of people asking for fish sandwiches this time of the year.
You bet. Isn't that great? It is that time of year. People always love our fish sandwiches, and they're with tartar sauce and lettuce. You can get that any day of the week. We got the beer-battered Alaskan pollock back. I'm back from Alaska. We caught all kinds of them.
And what kind of fish are those?
Pollock. Pollock.
And you've got a special deal going on. 2 fish sandwiches for just $7. Right now at Hardee's, 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
Proud sponsors, the Blue Devils and Blue Devils from the girls' side. You know them, 8 Open, a Southern Kitchen, 601 Main Quincy, with the OG sandwiches, the signatures, the feature smash burgers. They got it all. Open Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 11 to 8. Saturdays, noon to 9, or cross the street. That's the sister, Atlas Slice, 121 North 6 in Quincy. Chef-driven craft pizzas and wings from an open flame high heat oven. They're open on Thursdays, 5 to 8. Fridays and Saturdays, 5 to 9. If you don't know, go check out their door and then walk on in. Have a great one. That's 8 Open. And also Atlas Slice on the North 6th Street Promenade. Proud sponsors of Blue Devils and Blue Devils from the girls' side. Back here as we get ready for the starting lineups. Devils will be the visiting team. They'll wear blue. I got set up early tonight, and we set up where we were last week. But we are now set behind the Edwardsville team. Luckily, no fans are right in front of us to hear Coach berate them. No, you would not do that. But the Blue Devils will be over on the far side. And your starting lineup, first of all, your national anthem will rise, face the flag, and honor our country. I always love the fact the national anthem is still being played in this crazy world at all of our events. We get ready. The Blue Devils will be in their road blue, trimmed in white. As we get ready tonight for the starting lineups, Devils will look this way. Number 10, Parker Douglas, the freshman, came in after the first week of the season. Get rid of your sophomore and your JV uniform. He's done a great job this freshman year.
Oh, great job.
Your other guard, number 20, the sophomore, 5'11", Joels Clausel, creates a lot in the postseason. Next season, he just learned how to settle down the dribbling and be constructive when you dribble. Number 21, Milton Whitfield, the senior at 6'2", back on the lineup looking good. Also a starter, the junior, Wilson Freiberg, 6'3". He's had some good sparks on the defensive side, the rebounding side, and a couple drives to the basket. And Brendan Leopard, number 54, our 6'7" freshman, leading the team about 10.5 points a game, almost 11. And head coach Andy Douglas assisted Bruce Bonas, Jeff Obert, Ryan Brown, and our manager, Raymond Jones. Had a chance to see him before the ball game. Now your home team and the number 1 seed, the Edwardsville Tigers. They'll be in their home white. And I believe it did say Nemi, didn't they? We're going to listen to that. Number 3, Brady Nemi, the 5'10" senior. Then you've got Devon Hill Lomax. Put the hyphen in between Hill and Lomax, 6'5" senior. Rowan Weller, 6'1" junior. One of the scorers out there, number 11. Watch out for Micah Butler, 6'4" senior, leading this team in scoring. And rounding out the starting lineup, number 23, Matthew Wilson, a 6'3" freshman. Wow.
Oh, yeah. They've got a very young team, that gets after it.
Dustin Battis, your head coach. Paul Jonas, Sean Roundtree Jr., Armin Fletcher, Kevin Palo, and Brennan Weller all in there. I wonder if Brennan's the dad of Rowan. And we're ready to go here, folks. Glad you're with us on this Wednesday night. It's postseason time. It'll continue tomorrow night, too, as we head back to Waterloo. Friday, hoping to come back here, but we'll be somewhere. Devils will open up. You got that right.
We'll be somewhere. Even a good thing. Yeah.
We'll find somewhere to play. Blue Devils are working left to right. On your dial, your TV, your phone, whatever apparatus you use. Freiburg will be in the middle. On the other side, with 5.5 rebounds a game, is Hill Lomax. Opening tip, the second tip. Devils had the opportunity, though, but the second tip went off of Lepper's knee. Tigers basketball. Get a little zoom in there on that. Back in the action, the half-court set. Cutting to the basket, getting the ball down in the low block is Weller. Skips it over to the right side. The freshman. Got some good size for a freshman.
Oh, yeah.
Good job by the Devils playing man-to-man. Freiburg guarding that freshman right now. That's Wilson. Ball gets kicked out to the right corner. Good job by the Devils. Whitfield picked him up, picking up Weller. Devils doing a good job in the first series here. 30 seconds playing D. Ball knocked out of bounds by Freiburg. Next year, this will be a key with the shot clock.
Yeah, it's going to be a completely different game, with the shot clock next year.
Devils back on defense. Into the high post, tipped away there, Clausel. Tigers pick it back up. With the ball is Weller. Weller trying to work inside. Back out. Clausel trying to play D. Nice drive and a kick in the basket. That's Butler with a nice looking shot. First points of the game go to the Tigers out of Edwardsville.
Good take to the hole with the right hand. Make him go left.
He went up pretty high to get on that one too, Coach. Had some nice shot from outside. Lepper hits a three-pointer from outside. Made a quick turn. I'm looking down and Lepp drills. Devils lead 3-2. That three-pointer brought to you by Woodmart Building Center. Woodmart Building Center, your project planner. 12th and Seminary Road. Pull-up shot, no good. Whitfield gets the rebound. Shot was taken there by Butler. Devils in transition. Lepp. And Lepp was driving. He got the ball and then went flying out of bounds. Threw it back in, but the reason he was flying was the first foul of the game on the Tigers. That went against... They had number 1 up there. I didn't think Donald was in. I'm going to have to double check that. You don't see him in, do you? Oh, out of bounds there. Good hands coming from Hill Lopez. Check that, Lomax. They did put the player number. I'm going to go with 4. That's Lomax on that. In the half-court set, Lepper was double-teamed. Didn't even get to the corner. Devils stole the ball out of bounds.
Terrible pass.
Nobody there. It went right out there to the bench of the Tigers. In the half-court set. Weller with the basketball. Brings it left side. Now brings it back. There's a backdoor cut to the basket. Hanging on the rim, and that should be no good.
No.
That is a great call there. Butler went in and dunked it. Butler hung because he was worried about himself. But while he hung, the ball bounced on the iron, and it aided him that went in, so wiped the basket off.
Well, there was nobody really underneath it either.
There was no reason to hang.
No, yeah.
If you're going to be up there, do about 10 chin-ups for me.
Well, except
left side,
still
Clausel.
look good.
Back to the top. Whitfield. Oh, and that's a great job.
Pass.
I'm not really sure how great a pass that was from Lepper, or the fact that it got tipped twice, and then Lepp just barely got a hand on it, but he gets the assist, and Parker Douglas gets the basket. Devils up 5-2. Another backdoor cut. Whitfield tried to come from the weak side, helping out. Butler was there for the basket.
Sloppy on defensive end.
They're running back screens on us. That pass came from up top, down on the block. Whitfield tried to come from the far side, just wasn't there in time.
Well, the most important thing about playing defense is communication, and we have none right now.
Whitfield pulls up for 20. No good. Ball hits the floor. Freiburg gets it. Great job of the Devils hitting the board. Can't believe that ball hit the floor.
Effort. Effort on the offensive glass.
Clausell, shot from the right side, no good. Weak side rebound, the Tigers.
Not a good challenge shot there.
In transition, Weller kicks it to the right side. 20-footer, no good. Fighting for the rebounds, the freshman. He hands it to Weller. Whitfield does a great job of stopping him. Comes back out, though, and Weller gives it to Wilson for the basket. And the Tigers take a 6-5 lead.
Good-looking freshman.
Well, already. Lepp inside. Lepp got banged. He got it to Freiberg. Freiberg put the ball up. Two of the Devils were in the same spot, Whitfield and Freiberg. Freiberg got his shot blocked. Tigers track it down. 4.5 left in the first quarter. Edwardsville with a 6-5 lead. Almost a good steal from behind. Ball goes in the hands of Weller. Check that. Butler, no good on the shot. Rebounded by Milton.
Nice box out by Milton.
Clausell, 25 feet out of the point. 2-3 zone coming out of the Tigers. Out of the point is Weller and Nemi. Almost taken away over in Weller. Lazy pass. Can't make the pass when there's a guy between you and your man, not even stepping up to the passing lane.
Well, you're going volleyball line to volleyball line. Can't do that. Not against the zone, not against any defense. Doesn't work.
Devils back with the basketball. On the high post is Lepper. Right side, Tim Griffith just checked in. Parker Douglas with one pass gives it to Clausell on the left wing. 3 on the perimeter. Whitfield working the baseline. Down on the low block now. Griffith sends it in the corner. Good quick pass back. Tim, good drive to the basket. Gets the left up on there. No good, but then Lepper did a great job of grabbing the ball. Almost tipped it in. Ball got knocked away from him. Tigers tipped it out last, so it will be Blue Devil basketball. 3:39 left in the first. Down 6-5.
Well, you still need the paint touches. We still haven't seen that yet with Lepp.
And there it was right there for Whitfield. Made a cut to the basket. Parker Douglas, a good pass in. Second foul against the Tigers. And Milton will go to the line to shoot 2. Foul was called at number 14. Just checked in, Sire Borden. Could be Sir, like Sir Whitaker from Carthage a few years ago. He was quite the stud. I think he was a 2011 grad. Milton misses the first.
That's a way few years ago.
Oh, indeed. That was Austin's great year. He was a heck of a ball player and a pitcher, too. Sir, that was the only other name I saw that. Good job by Milton. Hits the second free throw. 6-6. Devils drop back on D. In the 2-3 now. Parker Douglas and Jewels at the point. Lepp's in the middle. Whitfield on the left side. Right side is Griffith. Butler looked at a shot. Gets it to Weller. Butler was out about 22 feet. Butler almost went down. Got back up and they passed him the ball. Goes opposite side. Spin move. Kicks it in the corner. Wilson's 3, no good. Charging in on the ball, Niemi.
Well, nobody boxing out.
Tigers get another shot at it. They go in the high post to Weller. Weller tried to make a turn. Lepper knocked it away. Parker Douglas almost knocks it away. To the right side, shot by Borden, no good. Ball's on the floor. Whitfield tried to track it down, and luckily, the Tigers can't hold on to it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, once again, the defensive glass, the long shots, you got to make sure you get your butt on somebody, and we haven't done that very well so far this game.
Borden checks out for the Tigers. Back into the ball game will be Hill Lomax. 2:50 left, first quarter action, 6-6.
And it's 6-6, which is very good.
We played first quarters pretty darn good to a lot of teams this year. Been tied a bunch of them. Got to get 3 more quarters to go with it. Joel's to the left side. That's Whitfield. In the high post now is Lepp. Whitfield brings it over with the dribble. Milton keeps on his dribble. Milton all the way to the hole. Milton had a shot blocked. I believe it hit the backboard, didn't it? Or the side? I guess not. We'll go over to the Tigers. So,
well, I don't know why we stopped play. If it's not something that was not right, but we stopped play.
Must have been Milton. Must have not had a shot blocked. Must have went and shot it off that. But I can't imagine that. That's way off.
Yeah.
Back on defense. Devils back man to man. There's that backdoor cut, but Lepp's there. Good weak side help by Milton. Milton touched it last. Coming into the corner was Hill Lomax. So you got Hill Lomax back in the ball game. in there with Butler, Naomi. I'm going to have about 10 different names for him. Weller with the basketball now on the left side. Clausell picks him up.
Well, hopefully we're not calling his name out loud, because
exactly.
that means you make a lot of threes.
At the free throw line, Weller no good. Rebound, Whitfield for the Devils. Down in the half-court set, across the timeline. Jewels kicks it back out, wasn't there. Tigers shut him down. Inside 2 minutes left in this first quarter. Definitely the pace of the Devils so far. Parker on the right wing, Griffith on the left wing. High post is Lepper. Low on the baseline, running from block to block, corner to corner is Whitfield. Clausell from 22, good! Jewels lights it up from outside. Drills a three, 9-6. Blue Devils with the lead. And since 1978, the trusted building materials and kitchen bath design company, you know them. And of course, before I can get that out, WoodmartBuildingCenter.com, a three-pointer on the other side by Wilson. Ties it back up 9-9.
That's the freshman, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll be saying that for 4 more years.
Oh.
Clausell off the left side. He's being guarded out high. Naomi from the same spot. Good! Clausell, 2 in a row. Drills from outside. And you know him, Kevin Vandermint, Woodmart Building Supply. Foul as the drive to the basket. Weller, he's going to shoot 2 with 52.8 left in the first quarter. Checking the foul to be the first on the Devils. How about that, too, Coach? We've had a pretty clean quarter. 1 foul against the Devils, 2 against the Tigers. That one went against Tim Griffith. And they're going to say Weller was on the floor, so they're not giving him 2 shots.
Ooh.
Hey, we'll take that. Box out of bounds play coming from the Tigers. Weller triggering it from out of bounds. Nowhere to go with it. And a 5 call. Boy, when you're just about ready to say it's getting close, that last second goes fast. At least the official did, and we'll take it. So with 52.8, up 12-9, you'd love to go ahead and take the last shot of the quarter.
Well, dodge the bullet. You know what I mean on that one. But, yeah, definitely want to take the last shot here.
Into the half-court set. Devils stretch it out. Whitfield and Clausell out. Now Douglas comes up. Keep coming to the ball, guys. That's one of the tough keys there. Down to 35 seconds and counting. Whitfield on the right side. Tigers going to match up man-to-man. Butler comes out. Clausell gives it right back to Whitfield. Got to make sure your passes. That was a good job by Jewels coming to that pass. Down to 18 seconds left. There you go. Almost a lazy pass taken away. Jewels kicks it back out to Whitfield. Down to 12 seconds in the first quarter.
Need to go now. Need to go.
Lepp flashes all the way up to get a screen. Lepp as Jewels comes this way. Whitfield for 25. No good. Almost tipped in on the weak side. Griffith was up there and Parker Douglas. But either way, Tigers don't make the last score.
Not a good look. Hey, you know what I mean? From 35, with the hand in your face. Not a good look.
But the good look is being up after 1 quarter, 12-9. Blue Devil basketball, second quarter coming up right here. MeccaSportsCo.com.
If you're building a house, remodeling an older home, thinking about a new deck, or need a whole new kitchen, Woodmart is your project partner. Since 1978, Woodmart has been the most trusted building materials and kitchen and bath design company in the Quincy area. At Woodmart, you'll find enthusiastic, experienced professionals helping you through every phase of your project. We offer smart advice for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer and top-quality materials. Woodmart Building Center, 2000 North 12th, Quincy, your project partner since 1978.
Welcome back to Edwardsville. Wellman and Pettit here. 1 quarter in the books. Blue Devils lead 12-9, in part by Jewels Clausell. Hit 2 3-pointers out there around 20 feet. And also Lepper had his 3, so 3 trays in the first quarter. Woodmart. That's about like, what was it, the old thing about location?
That's it.
That's 12th and Seminary Road, 12th and Seminary Road, 12th and Seminary Road. One more time, WoodmartBuildingCenter.com. Ready for the second quarter, Coach? I like the pace of the first quarter. I don't know that I like the fact that we had to have 3-pointers to get the lead, but if we got a good-looking shot and we're making it, I'm not going to say don't. Half-court set, Devils will have the basketball. Kenai Humphrey checked in. Him and Clausell, along with Griffith, Whitfield, and Lepper. Lepp tried to force it. It was
Great
tipped.
ball,
Oh, but even a better job. The hands by Whitfield. After the ball was tipped by two Tigers, it went to Whitfield. He put the bucket up.
Well, you saw like 3 different passes right there. Fourth one went in, and we finished it.
Jewels Clausell trying to pick the pocket of Weller. Almost had it. Starting off the quarter for the Tigers, Weller in there with Niemi. Butler, the freshman Wilson over here. And rounding it out inside, Hill hyphen Lomax. Tigers with the Devils playing man-to-man. To the right side, Weller starts to drive against Whitfield. He stops it. Clausell coming over to help as Butler's trying to set a screen in his fluorescent orange shoes. Butler makes a backdoor cut, kicking it back out to Weller. Weller lost the handle of the ball. Reason being, Tim Griffith stopped his motion because he fouled him. For Tim, it'll be his second foul, first of the second quarter for either team. And that brings up Wilson Freiberg back on. Wilson started the game tonight. Without the services of Thomas Woodson Jr., we'll not see him. And there's a steal in the backcourt. Good job by Jewels. Got ahead of me on that one. Clausell, drive, the floater, no good. Defense was there. That was Hill Lomax putting out the D for the Tigers. Half court set. Hill Lomax was there just to give it back. Butler, long three, no good. Clausell gets the long rebound. Had the right hand screening out, had the left hand reaching out to get that ball.
Long shots going to give you long boards. Great box out.
Long hands and long arms to get out to those two. 6:40 left in the first half. Devils lead 14-9. Clausell back at the timeline. Left side into the high post. Freiberg to the right side. Jewels tries to make a step back. Needs to reset it to Humphrey at the top. Trying to go into the high post. Cannot throw that pass in there like that directly when somebody's there. Lob it on the other side. Missing the dunk, but it goes out in the corner. Wilson tracks it down. Hill Lomax went up for the alley-oop. And Freiberg with a steal. But he had a hold of Weller's arm according to the officials, and we'll take that. For Freiberg, his first, second on the Devils. Parker Douglas comes back in, gives Jewels a break, so Humphrey and Douglas up high. Whitfield, Freiberg, and Lepper.
Was that the second one on Clausell?
25-foot long shot, no good. Good screen out. And they called the screen out on Freiberg. Does a good job of screening out. Somehow, the official tells coach he had a wrap around him. That's because he was hugging him from behind. His second foul, 6:09 left first quarter. Check that first half. 14-9, Devils with the lead. Box out of bounds play. Cut into the basket, Butler. Check it, Weller went to the basket hard. Butler made the pass. Whitfield made the foul. Milton will be his first. We had quick fouls here. We're already up to 3, maybe 4 here. That's our fourth foul with 6:08 left in the half. And that puts Weller to the line. Weller, his first attempts at anything.
Well, you got to look at it. You know, is it better to make the foul, make him earn at the free throw line, or, let him go and lay it in?
Well, with the first foul on Milton, I think that's a fine foul there. Weller's probably a good free throw shooter, but you still got to put him on the line. And he misses the second one.
One
Freiberg,
out of 2.
There you go.
I mean, you're good with that.
Percentages are in the Devils' favor on that. Freiberg with a nice rebound also. Humphrey got to watch those passes. Weller's out high, guarding those passing lanes. In the high post, Whitfield to Humphrey. Good cut by Humphrey. Good assist by Whitfield on that one.
Whitfield got the ball down in the middle. 2 guys came to him. Little dump off pass for the easy look.
Timeout taken with 5:44 left in the first half. We'll take a quick break. Devils lead 16-10 here in Edwardsville on megasportsco.com.
Who do you call for ceiling fan installations? Argerbright Electric. Electrical troubleshooting? Argerbright Electric. Home rewiring? Argerbright Electric. Full house generators? All it takes is one call to Argerbright Electric. 224-5557.
Back after the break, 30-second timeout. Devils lead 16-10 with 5:44 left in the first half. Tell you what, a couple of our passes have been amazing so far in this game. The amazing part is the Tigers have gotten their hands on it a couple of times, and then we somehow get it at the end. Whitfield on that one. Got his hands on it. Tigers got their hands on it, and somehow he got it back for a pass into Kanai. And we've got the lead. Tigers have the basketball. In the half-court set. In the high post. Hill, Lomax. Weller out at the top. Devils matching up. Left side, Butler. Micah goes, gets it back. Lepper pushes him down on the baseline. Pass comes to the top of the key. Shot for three, no good. Whitfield was there but didn't grab a hold of the ball. Flashing down the Tigers, and then stepping into the corner and hitting a three-pointer is Wilson, the freshman. He's got 2 threes already. He's got 8 points. If you're a freshman and you're starting for Edwardsville, you've got some part of a game. 5 minutes left in the half. I would say so. Already physically strong. They've got him down low on that 2-3. Avion Tate had checked in a moment ago. Lep gets it at the high post. Oh, and a great job. Lep made 3 or 4 fakes, went all the way around 360, and then finished up by Avion being under the basket for the basket.
That's all I was saying. Maybe the best part of his game is passing.
There's no doubt. All the rest of it keeps improving. Devils 18-13. Ball passed into Butler, knocked away by the Blue Devils. Edwardsville basketball. We thank the athletic director and all her staff, Amy Bascolo. Bascolo, yes. White Sox fan down here in Cardinal country. Free throws. Okay, I missed that one. Clausel gets called for his first foul. For the Devils, it's 5 now, so with 4:36 left in the half, everything's 2 shots. This one, Micah Butler, he'll be shooting. Weller was 1 for 2 a moment ago. First time for Butler on the line. Nails the first one. He'll have 1 more.
You know, they're shooting free throws, but we have nobody in foul trouble, which is very good.
Yeah, especially when you got Lep, and I'm not saying that to jinx him, but a lot of times they'll get Lep with a couple quick ones. Butler's second one, no good. Lep gets the rebound. Came out hard, too. Lep luckily stepped his man back.
Well, that's the way you got to do it. Box out.
Jewels goes left side. Avion Tate's on the left.
Oh.
Into the high post. Whitfield, see another one of those balls.
Oh.
And another one of those that, first of all, I can't believe Milton got it. Then we kind of forced that one in there. Parker was open, but anytime your point guard at his height goes down low.
Well, you make the good hard ball fake, and then you take it into the middle of the lane and shoot that little floater from 10 foot.
Yep. Pass was there, bounced off Parker's leg. Halfway through.
Tough pass, though. Tough pass.
Very tough. Even if it would have been successful. Butler goes left side, into the left corner, 2 passes. Wilson for 3, no good. Weak side rebound,
good
and Tate was going to get the rebound. Going up and over him was Butler. Check that. Borden had just checked in. His second foul. First foul of the second quarter.
I don't know if it was a good box out or he was in the right place at the right time.
I think that was it, too. And as he was starting to jump for the ball, Borden happened to be there. Half court set to the right side, Tate. High post Lepper. Goes back to Clausel. Parker Douglas out high with him. Matching up man-to-man there. Wilson coming out on Parker. Trying to go into the high post. Good hands. You cannot just try to loft one in there.
No.
Luckily, Joel's tracked it down. Now he's got Wilson on him. Clausel goes to the basket. Clausel to Whitfield. Whitfield's got 2 guys on him. Found Lepper on the other side. Lepper had 3 guys on him. Ball taken away. Heading the other direction. All the way in. Butler. And Micah Butler will shoot 2. Foul against the Devils. And that ball gets down low, and it's bouncing around everybody. Lep got a hand on it, but couldn't pull it away. He had 3 guys around him.
Well, I like the way the Devils are competing, here in the first half. That ball gets on the floor. I mean, they're challenging every pass, every shot, and getting on the board. So, I like what I see here in the first. Gosh, we're 8 and, 12 and a half minutes in.
Parker Douglas got called on the foul. Butler makes 2 free throws, where he's now 3 out of 4. With 3 free throws in a row by the Tigers, it's now a 2-point game. Devils lead 18-16.
Well, this last 3 minutes are going to be very important.
Hold the ball, protect the ball, and there's a good cut to the basket. Oh, almost an and one. Lepp with a pass down to Parker Douglas, cutting the lane. Parker went up with the layup and the reverse hand finger roll, and it just bounced off the iron. Parker will get to shoot 2.
Tough pass, great catch. You know what I mean?
Tough
Almost
shot,
got
too.
it in there. Oh, yeah.
The freshman Wilson, his first foul. Douglas connects on the first free throw. That's crucial in a game like tonight. Any postseason game when you're playing good team, you got, when you're at their free throw line, dead balls, you got to make as many as you can. Parker makes both of them here.
Well, the freebies, that always counts.
Devils are 3 out of 4 from the charity stripe right now. They're leading 20-16. In the half-court set with 3:05 and counting left. First half action. Weller going against the 2-3 now with Clausell and Parker Douglas at point. Weller tries to drive in, stops at 14. Back out to Wilson. He's got to kick it out. Now from 25 to 30, no good. Butler missed it. Weak side rebound, Avion Tate, slow it up.
Great box out by Tate.
Heck of a long shot out there, too.
Well,
Downtown.
that's what you got to do when it goes up. Shot and box out.
It was near Glenn Carbon. Douglas on the right side for the Devils to Clausell. Whitfield sets a screen. Joels looking, bounces it inside.
Great
Avion
pass.
Tate. Great job of Avion Tate going hard. Wilson, the freshman, came from the weak side, blocked the shot but got body. So Wilson now with 2 fouls. Tate to the line to shoot 2. Boy, another good cut. We're making good cuts to the basket.
Well, great pass, great movement, underneath the basket. I mean, he went from short corner, up into the middle, caught the ball, and then went hard to the hole.
First one off the front of the iron. Checking out. Tucker Lindstedt. He checked in and out without me even mentioning it. So on the way out, I'll give him a hello, goodbye. Little Beatles there, maybe. One more free throw.
They do that.
I'm not singing them. Tate connects on 1 of 2. Good job, Avion. Devils now lead 21-16.
Well, and like you said, this is the pace the Devils want to play at. Right in the 45-50 range, to be successful.
2:15 left in the first half. Edwardsville has the ball. Great tip from behind. That was Avion Tate with the tip without fouling, and he got the ball to Milton.
All right, let's run our stuff, get a good look.
Bouncing inside to Lepp. Lepp's looking. Lepp puts it on the floor. Lepp trying to go hard, and he got fouled. Lepp has great footwork and putting the ball on the floor, but in traffic like that, it's amazing he gets it and pulls it out.
Well, I tell you what, you get the ball down low, and I think their offense has to start with, make sure he gets a touch down low or a touch outside to make a pass.
Trying to get the ball into Lepp, and Lepp was way too down low behind the basket. He got bumped out of bounds, but coming to the ball didn't matter. It's a turnover for the Devils. 2 minutes left, first half. Devils ahead of the Tigers, 21-16. Good first half. Weller out high. He's got Whitfield on him. One pass, he gets the ball back. Ball wants to be in Weller's hands throughout the game. There's your post player that doesn't want to do anything but rebound. Right side Weller passes up the shot, pulls up from 13. Oh, and it touches all the iron before going in. His first basket of the ball game. Soft touch there as it went around once. Couple extra little bounces. 1:24 left. First half, 21-18, 3-point lead for the Devils.
Well, and Edwardsville out the man because we're going to pull out, get the last shot. Now they're out pressuring the ball.
Parker Douglas has Wilson on him, the freshman. 2 freshmen going at it. Crossover dribble. And Coach Douglas wants a timeout as he yells out, "What are we running?" and explaining where we should be running. So the time is call the timeout. Get the guys over for a 30-second. We'll take a quick one. 1:08 left in the half. Devils lead 21-18. Back with Devils basketball. MeccaSportsCo.com.
Spring is right around the corner with warm weather approaching quickly. Best Kept Sod Farm offers a full line of landscaping services. We can provide the labor. If you thrive on DIY, we can give you advice or recommendations on how to make your lawn the talk of the neighborhood. No job is too big or too small, and as always, we provide free estimates. Best Kept Sod Farm is a local company who strives for excellent customer satisfaction and takes pride in what we do. Contact us today by phoning or texting us at 217-779-0620 to discuss your project needs.
Back here after the timeout, and the Conquistadors with a little music in the back. I expected them to come riding in on their horses. Ball's inbounded to Avion Tate. Got to get a guard to come get it. There it is, Whitfield across to Clausell. 1 minute left in the first half. Used up a one dribble.
Well, too much dribbling. Hey, you know what I mean? Make a pass, a fake.
Get a screen and move to the ball. Clausell starts down the right side.
Not
hesitation, picks it up. Lepp comes out to help out, 44. Inside to Tate, and back in the ball game, Lindstedt. And Lindstedt commits the foul, his fourth, check it, his first, Tigers' fourth. So one more, and they're calling a shooting foul.
Well, good pass by Lepp. Getting down, that's their fifth, so we got two anyway.
I looked down there, I didn't have that one up yet on my book. So now both teams with 5 fouls. 42.5 left first half.
Lepp caught it, faced up, made a great pass.
Tate was just at the line a moment ago. This time, Avion hits the first one. Last time he missed the first, got the second.
Let's take both of them this time.
I will take them too. Make sure you join us at halftime. We'll break this one down, talk about the postseason action going around the state tonight. Tate's second one, off the front. Rebounded by Butler.
Need a stop here.
Edwardsville bring it down. 37 seconds and counting in the half. Devils got a 4-point lead. Looks like they're going to take the last shot. Weller's out here with Butler. In the high post is Hill Lomax. Off the right side, Niemi. And off the left side, Lindstedt. Down to 19 seconds. No hurry. Whitfield, if he got out there in time. It was funny, Weller looked around to his coach because he had about 15 feet between him and Whitfield. Whitfield slipped out there. Caught a leg. Shot from outside. Niemi, no good. Long rebound. Parker Douglas gets it. 4 seconds left. Shot from long range at half court. Off the top of the backboard. More importantly, it's not that it went in or didn't go in. It's we stopped Edwardsville. You've got it there. It's halftime at Edwardsville. Your Blue Devils 22, the Tigers 18. Stick around. We've got the halftime show. And more basketball, Blue Devil basketball indeed, right here on MegaSportsCo.com.
Ride the Baja Wave and refresh your senses with a blast of tropical lime flavor. Grab a Mountain Dew Baja Blast today. Do the dew.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at Kunis Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
At Sleep Tight in Quincy and Jacksonville, we believe everyone deserves a better night's sleep. Discover top mattress brands like Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster. Your purchase always includes free delivery, free setup, and free removal of your old mattress. Plus, enjoy 0% interest for up to 5 years. Better bed, less money. Only at your locally owned Sleep Tight in Quincy and Jacksonville, where comfort and community come together.
Sleep tight.
Sleep tight.
And we are back at the Mecca Mobile Studio here at Edwardsville High School. Brought to you by Sleep Tight, better bed, less money. Sleep Tight, Quincy and Jacksonville. That's sleeptightmidwest.com. Halftime and first quarter start off. Edwardsville got the first basket of the ball game. Devils hit a three-pointer. That was Brendan Lepper. Followed up with a shot. Devils led 5-2. 2 baskets later, Edwardsville had a 6-5 lead. Devils with a free throw and a 3. And that was Juelz Clausell, 9-6. Tigers tied it at 9. One more 3 in the first quarter. Clausell again, and the Devils lead 12-9 after 1. Second quarter, basket by the Devils, free throw by the Tigers. Basket. Tigers was a three-pointer. Another basket for the Devils. 3-point run, all on free throws, made it an 18-16 game. The Devils added 3 free throws of their own to go up 21-16. Basket by the Tigers and a free throw by the Devils. And if you got all that added up right there, you're staying with me. It's 22-18 at the half. On the pace of the Devils, Coach, and so far in the game, we've gotten a little close with making passes with guys real close to the passing lane, but we've avoided it. We've had a lot of tip balls, touching a lot of hands, but they seem to come back to the Devils when we do get them.
Well, that's my biggest thing here is they're taking care of the basketball. They're getting good looks, not great looks at the hoop, but they're getting very good looks, every time down the floor, and they're not making those silly turnovers to where they get deflected and go the other way, for easy twos. So, that's a big part of why they're up 22-18 right now. Plus, they had a few shots. I still think we need to, get the ball down the left, down low. Let him go at it. Then they start double and triple team. He'll kick it out.
And they are double and triple teaming. In fact, the one time he put the ball on the floor and made a great move, I was surprised the ball came back to him because hands were all over it out there. So, and we've had a lot of good backdoor cuts there. We've had some good passes inside. We've made them. Milton's made a couple good passes too. So I'm sure. But on the other side, Edwardsville making a lot of backdoor cuts on us. They had the chance for the dunk, but he hung on the rim too long, and that ball bounced off the rim and went in, but it was waved off. Offensive goaltending. So if you're Coach Douglas, what's he telling his guys after 16 minutes?
Keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? Defensively, deflections, challenging shots. They've done a great job on the defensive glass, not giving up too many offensive rebounds. This Edwardsville team, and like I said before, they've got like 3 dudes averaging 5+ boards a game. So they're going to go at the glass, and, we've done a great job, putting a butt on somebody, taking care of the basketball. If you do that in the second half, we might shock the world here. Number 8 versus number 1.
And we've talked about putting quarters together. First quarter, in the last few games, have been putting great quarters together, tied after one. Usually in the second quarter, there's a run. And the other team gets a quick little 6, 7, 8-point run, and before you know it, you're behind the 8 ball fighting back. So the Devils did a nice job in the first half. We've got 2 in a row. Let's put another couple quarters together, and that's what we're looking to do here. And you mentioned earlier, too, when we do have the basketball, we really have to be crisp with our passes, come to the pass, too. They jump the passing lane so well, and if you're going to dribble the basketball, you dribble the ball to go to the basket, you dribble the ball to get a better positioning for yourself to pass the ball or shoot or come around a screen, but dribbling to dribble drives me nuts. And it's just, if you're trying to dribble, or you do the one dribble, catch it, one dribble and pick it up, you're going to find stuff flying up here from the upper deck down on the floor. It's like, don't. And so far, everything has stayed up here on the table in the first half, which is good stuff.
Well, they've done a great job of, taking care of the basketball, moving the basketball without dribbling. They had a couple of spurts, where too much dribbling, but, for the most part, they get it, pass it, get it, pass it. And that's what you got to do against the 2-3 zone is you got to have ball movement going all the way around, make that zone move, and then pick your seams to where you can attack the zone, then make the out pass. And, I thought we've done a good job, so far of, making sure we got the paint touches before we launch the 3.
And we really have not taken, like we've done in the past, we've not taken quick shots. We've not taken ill-advised threes. If they go in, obviously you go, hey, don't shoot it. Oh, nice shot.
No,
but we really,
good shot.
Yeah, Clausel, both his has been good looks, and Lepers as well. And that's been a really good control of the offense because, we've done that. And that's what has caused those runs from the other teams is making those quick shots and mistakes and not getting back down and watching it go in on the other end. So good first half for the Devils. We'll come back with more of the halftime show and the second half action. Blue Devils lead 22-18 here in Edwardsville on MeccaSportsCo.com.
If you're building a house, remodeling an older home, thinking about a new deck, or need a whole new kitchen, Woodmart is your project partner. Since 1978, Woodmart has been the most trusted building materials and kitchen and bath design company in the Quincy area. At Woodmart, you'll find enthusiastic, experienced professionals helping you through every phase of your project. We offer smart advice for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer and top-quality materials. Woodmart Building Center, 2000 North 12th, Quincy, your project partner since 1978.
And a fine sponsor of Blue Devil basketball and Blue Devils from the girls' side. You know them as 8 Open, a Southern Kitchen, 601 Main, Quincy, with the great Southern Belle, KT's Hot, the General Washington. Those are fried chicken sandwiches on a brioche bun, all with a little different twist. The signature is the horseshoes. You've got the smash burgers. It's good stuff. You can order ahead, 8open.com. That's 8, T-E, open, O-P-E-N.com. Also open Thursday through Saturday. Also across the street, Atlas Slice. You know them as a chef-driven craft pizzas and wings from an open flame high heat oven. Also open Thursdays 5 to 8, Friday and Saturdays 5 to 9. If you're not sure, stop by. They're on the North 6th Street Promenade. That's 8 Open and Atlas Slice. I guess I better go back to getting rid of that off the screen there so we can actually see what's going on here. So good half from the Devils. And so coming into the second half, you already heard we got to keep doing the same things. And really, I got a feeling that Tigers are going to hit the boards a little harder, too, on those shots.
Well, I think what you're going to see from Edwardsville coming out, is a lot more pressure on the defensive end, getting after it instead of sitting back in the 2-3 zone. They're going to get after it, and, us handling the ball is going to be of the utmost importance here, in the second half.
And the reason we've got some good shots, we've gotten the ball in to the high post or into places, and we've been patient. We haven't dribbled into those places. We've turned, we've faced up, we've had cutters to the basket. You got Parker Douglas, your guard, cutting. So many times I'm like, do you really want him under there? But he makes a cut, he gets open, and he gets it up on the board or on the rim fast. So he's not giving them a chance to block the shot.
Well, a lot of times, these teams now, when they play man-to-man and or zone, they let the cutter go and somebody else is supposed to pick him up. So what you have there is, Edwardsville not doing what they're supposed to do.
No communication, that talking, so important, especially on a backdoor cut with an overplay.
What we have here is a lack of communication.
There you go. Although the Devils have had good ones.
Get in trouble for that.
Starting the second half off, Edwards will have the basketball. It'll be Weller, Niemi, Wilson, Hill, Lomax, and rounding out Butler. Easy shot taken from the right side. Weller just basically set up on that side, waited till the defense dropped back, took the easy J. 2-point lead for the Devils.
Milton's got to get on top of that screen and get out there and stay into him. That was not a good set on the defensive end.
For the Devils, Parker Douglas, Joel Classell from 20-plus, off the iron. Whitfield, though, takes it away. Whitfield misses and is going to go to the line. That one came up a little short. You had Freiberg and Whitfield there. Freiberg went by it. Whitfield grabbed it and took it to the hole. I thought he was going to get point blank for an and one.
Not a good shot, but good job by Milton, getting on the offensive glass, with the effort down low.
First foul of the second half goes against the Tigers, and that's against Matthew Wilson, the freshman. He's got 3. Whitfield bounces around a couple times on the iron, doesn't go in. Milton was 1 for 2 in the first quarter. First foul of the second half with 7:27 left in the third quarter. Devils up 22-20. By the way, the rest of that lineup, as you mentioned, in and out. Douglas was down there, couldn't get the rebound. Wilson came away with it for the Tigers. Missed opportunity for the Devils. Weller trying to go down low. Kicks it out into the left corner. Wilson's going to shoot a 3. No good until it came out after a bounce and hit the front of the iron and stayed in. Tigers take the lead 23-20. The angle of that, because it came into our living room, looked like it was going to bounce off the front, spun back in. Inside 7 minutes of the third quarter, Devils find themselves down 23-22. Haven't had that since way back early in the first quarter. Classell drives to the basket. Classell got hung up in the air. Hill Lomax came over and swatted that ball straight down. Butler starts to make a drive, hesitates. Lepper plays some good D against them. Official on the backside makes the call. Lepp gets whistled for his first foul of the ball game. First for the Devils in the third quarter. Butler will go to the line to shoot 2. He was 3 out of 4 in the first half, all in the second quarter. Nice touch from Butler. He is one of those seniors on this squad.
Not the way we would have started out here in the third quarter. First minute and 20 seconds.
Find ourselves down. Tucker Lindstedt back in the ball game, number 35 for the Tigers. Second one rattles in and out. Whitfield with a great rebound. Went after that ball too, because the Tigers were on the board. Down by 2, 24-22 for the Devils with 6:30 left in the third quarter. Douglas Clausell at the point.
We're not attacking anything on the offensive end.
We're not actually running anything
around,
yet.
Yeah.
Whitfield down in the short corner. That's Freiberg.
That's not a short corner.
Leppers. Yeah, it got all the way out to the corner, didn't it? The short went all the way out as Lepper was trying to get posted up.
Short corner was out by the three-point line.
Clausell, pull up. Nice shot there by Jewels. A one-on-one move, not probably what we're looking for, but when you get the nice pull up of the score, you're not going to complain.
Tough shot.
Freiberg out here in front of us. Foul on it for Wilson. It'll be his second team foul here in the third quarter on the Devils. Tim Griffith will check in. Freiberg will check out. Ball will go into the backcourt where Weller is hanging out. Whitfield will pick him up. Into the high post. Hill Lomax looking to rebound and pass the ball. Weller tried to work behind the screen. Lepper got out there a little late. Ball in and out. Boy, that ball went down, popped back out. Whitfield was there for the rebound for the Devils.
Oh.
In transition, Joels got in the air. Yep, get in the air for the pass. And here's a block. Oh, Whitfield stayed on the ground, blocked the shot out of bounds, so I assumed it was going to be Tigers' ball out of bounds, but instead they call a foul on that one. Butler
not
back.
A good job on the transition, offensively going the other way.
No, not at all. I thought Whitfield did a nice job there, staying on the floor and just capped the ball and knocked out of bounds. Especially if you're going to be the trail official on the opposite side, but that's where that last one was on Lepper. 3 team fouls against the Devils in the third quarter. One on the other side for the Tigers. Second free throw crawls over the front of the rim. They all count the same, though. 3 for 4 in this quarter, so he's 6 for 8 in the game. That's Butler from the charity stripe for Edwardsville. In the high post will be Lepp. At the point, Clausell. He's got Griffith on the left side, Parker Douglas on the right. Parker comes back and gets the basketball. Everything's out around the outside of the rim.
They're not attacking the
exactly.
seams.
We're out behind the three-point line. Griffith backs it out. 2 passes go to the right side. Clausell 30 feet from the basket. 5 minutes left, third quarter action. Clausell from 20 feet. No good. 24 feet maybe even. Long shot, especially when you're being patient to take that quick of a shot. Now 30 feet from the other side. Butler misses. Trying to hustle there right in front of us is Weller. Whitfield was right there knowing it was going out of bounds, so Blue Devil basketball. We'll thank Weller for doing the same thing, or Butler for doing the same thing we did, and that's firing up a long shot a little too quick. It's nice when you hit a couple, but let's go to that high percentage inside first and then back out. Joels pushes the ball right side. Lepp pops out.
Oh.
Lepp tries to go all the way through. Hill Lomax just reached up and grabbed it. I saw what he was looking at, but that ball didn't even get there, and Butler drives to the basket and scores. Timeout taken as the Devils find themselves in a 10-2 deficit, starting the third quarter off, Coach, and now they're down by 4, 28-24 with 4:24 left in the third.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to get a little loose with the ball, and giving them, the opportunities to go back on the other end, get the good looks on the offensive side of the ball.
That's our problem, too. If you're going to take a shot, quick ones or not, and one and done, then at least get back on the defensive end and shut it down. But when you give one up and then turn around and give one up.
Well, they have, 18 points at half, So they got 10 points here. The third quarter, we're halfway through. That's an 80-point game, pace-wise. We don't need to play at that pace because, we're going to have to get up a whole lot of shots to make 80 points.
Indeed. Devils come out of the timeout. Whitfield will pass it in to Juels Clausel. Parker Douglas on the left side, Griffith on the right side. Lepp popping up from inside. 4 on the perimeter. Whitfield still playing on the baseline. Working the blocks. Get it inside to Lepp. Lepp kicks it out to Parker Douglas. Parker Douglas to 3. Partially blocked, I think. Closing out there was Borden, who just checked in the ball game, because that shot came up a little short. Inside. And I think we got an offensive foul. I believe it's probably on Hill Lomax, setting a moving screen. It was for him, his second foul. Second team foul coming against the Tigers in the third quarter. Hill Lomax will go out, checking into the ball game for the first time. Max McMichael. Kind of nice to have Hill Lomax out of there because he's got some height. Was he 6'4", 6'5", 6'5", I believe?
Yeah.
Likes the rebound. That's the biggest key, and he'll play some good D as he's blocked a couple shots. Inside 4 minutes, actually 3:44, and counting in the third quarter. Whitfield flashed up to the high post. Now Lepp flashes up. Clausel sets the offense right side to Griffith. Quickly back to Juels. Goes back to Griffith. Good ball fake. Devils around the perimeter.
Ooh.
They're really trying to guard Lepp in the high post.
Whitfield was open, slashing down low.
And there it is now. Whitfield gets the ball. Whitfield misses the shot. Little quick on it. Put it up there, just didn't get over the iron. Lepp with a good pass. Coach had just mentioned he was down on the baseline open. We found him point blank, just couldn't get it to go. Tigers with the basketball. 3 minutes left in the third.
I like the patience on that offensive set, and looking down low.
Weller being guarded by Parker Douglas. Flashing up is McMichael. He flashes up just to kind of grab the ball and pass it right back. Weller with the backdoor cut, and it's good. Weller made a nice cut. Good pass from the Tigers. It's 6 points now, 30-24, and a 6-point run by the Tigers. High post, Whitfield down to the block. Lepp made a move. Gets it inside to Whitfield. Foul, and that'll be on Butler. Milton will go to the line to shoot 2 for Butler. His first foul of the ball game. He's a heck of a ball player and hasn't made any contact with anybody. Third team foul, both teams with 3 team fouls in the third.
Well, and that's when you got to attack them. You know what I mean? Underneath the basket, just like we just did there.
Milton just had 2 free throws earlier in the quarter. And he snaps those 2 misses with a make there. He breaks into the 2 runs. There was 2 6-point runs in this quarter. Devils only got a bucket in between them. So it was a 12-2 run there. Built the lead up.
I'll tell you what, those last 2.5 minutes are going to be very important here in the third quarter. Either they're going to go out, and get, 15-point lead, or we're going to keep it close and go in the fourth quarter, ready to do battle.
Milton makes both free throws, so it's 30-26. Devils down by 4. 2:30 left in the third quarter. Devils will pick up man-to-man in the half-court set. Hill Lomax is back in. He's got the ball. Hands off to Butler. And Butler travels. You can see that one coming. He got a little hurried. The fluorescent orange shoes wanted to go, and he wasn't ready to put the ball on the floor yet. The only guy that's got crazy shoes out there. Devils got a few blue shoes, which that's what you'd expect. 3 guys in the lineup right now with Devil blue shoes. Devils with the basketball.
Well, I look at this as a revenge game.
Wow, lazy pass.
Edwardsville beat us 13-14, so.
Lazy pass there on that wing by Griffith. Luckily, got the ball back. Niemi came over and took it away. But he stood right in the passing lane when we made that pass. Inside 2 minutes left, third quarter. Great backdoor cut and a left hand. Clausel with the pass. Tim Griffith with the bucket. Tim made a cut, sat down on that block, and then used his left hand for the layup.
Need to stop here.
Griffith with a great job. Oh, Griffith got a hold of the ball, tipped it towards Lepp and Whitfield, but by the time Milton turned around, the ball was flying in at him with speed. Went off Milton with 1:36 left in the third. Devils are down by 2, 30-28. Lep getting big inside on Hill Lomax. Lomax says, call a foul on him when he pushes off like that. Lep's just straight up. You're in my space, he says.
All's fair in love and basketball.
Yeah, these days, you're in my space. Weller trying to get it in. Wow, made a fake the first time. I thought he was going to throw it away. Weller being picked up there by Griffith. Nice job, Tim.
Play defense with your feet.
Weller gets in the lane. Little floater. Off the iron. No good. Lep had it. Went through his hands. Whitfield gets the rebound. Devils an opportunity to tie the ball game up. 1:15 left in the third quarter. Down by 2.
Take your time. Get a good shot.
And watch your passes. This is when you get lazy and you get guys like Weller or Niemi. For about the third different pronunciation of that name. He's going to have that changed all over the place.
Hey, well, we may have a couple more for us.
Exactly. Clausell with the ball on the right side. Inside. Double pump. Good move inside. Whitfield with a strong move. Double pump. We're tied. 30-30. 40 seconds left. Third quarter action.
I think he got fouled, too. So
yeah, hit the floor.
Oh, yeah, it should have been a three-point play.
That's all right. Have a good defensive stand
or
here.
An opportunity for a three-point play.
There you go. We don't count him until he gets to the line and makes the free throw. 25 seconds left. Hill Lomax stands out there. Lep yells, come on. I think he's yelling to his team, but he also said, come on, bring it in. Don't fall asleep, though. This is what will happen. Somebody will make a backdoor cut. Down to 12 seconds. Weller comes around to Butler. Butler takes it from him. Butler to Weller. Whitfield's guarding him. Clausell picks up Weller. The floater. No good. They call the hand. Weller made a nice move. Went up. Clausell reached out to touch to see where he's at. That is a foul, I guess. That was one of the softest fouls I've seen. Weller will go to the line to shoot 2. Clausell gets his second foul. Devils fourth in the third quarter. Rowan Weller, first free throw good. That killed the Devils' 6-point run. They had a 6-point run of their own. One more free throw, screen out Devils. Second one is good. 32-30, Edwardsville with the lead. Putting pressure on the Devils. Long shot, and the buzzer goes off. Hey, baby, we played 3 quarters, and we're only down 2 points to the number 1 seed in the Edwardsville Regional. Good stuff here. Stick around, fourth quarter. Edwardsville 32, Quincy High 30. Right here, MeccaSportsCo.com.
Who do you call for ceiling fan installations? Argerbright Electric. Electrical troubleshooting? Argerbright Electric. Home rewiring? Argerbright Electric. Full house generators? All it takes is one call to Argerbright Electric. 224-5557.
Back here to Edwardsville. You know, it's hey baby time for Blue Devil fans, but playing this song for AC/DC, not only your visit there, but this was the theme song for us the last few years on WTAD's game night. And I'll take it. We'll go run with this one. Fourth quarter. Here we go. Tigers lead the Devils 32-30. Devils have led 12-9 after one, 22-18 at half. Still keeping it tight.
Well, and that's where you want to be. You know what I mean? Going into the fourth quarter, down by 2. You know, with an opportunity, you know, if you have a good quarter. Oh.
Clausell from 20, no good. Quick fire on that one in the fourth quarter. Edwardsville gets the rebound. Devils have Clausell in there with Parker Douglas, Milton Whitfield, Tim Griffith, and Brendan Lepper. Other side, Wilson with 3 fouls, the freshman. Hands to Butler. Butler gives to Weller. His shot no good. Parker Douglas with a rebound. 30 seconds into this quarter. Check that lineup on the other side. Niemi, Weller. Big guy inside. Hill Lomax is back in. Butler and Wilson, the freshman. Half court set for the Devils. 3 on the perimeter. High post is Milton Whitfield. Running the baseline's left. Whitfield inside spins. Oh, and he goes to the opposite side, but then throws it right into the hands of the Tigers. It was a good idea to kick it back out. Now Butler fires from 30. No good. On the back, Lepp did a good job of rebounding, holding off Hill Lomax. A little quick on the trigger there for the Tigers. And, of course, the Devils.
Devils did the same thing last trip.
Yeah, it's contagious. Jewels kicks in the right corner. Parker Douglas drives baseline, but Happy Feet traveling called. Good contingency of blue and white up here. I think Mike Crow's even over here. I saw Mike Bowen and Jed show up with their group. Tigers
the boys are here.
Yep. And, of course, Mr. Tarswell traveled all 33 miles, so this was a big road trip for him. Ball tipped away, and Jewels kicks it away for the Devils.
Edwardsville got a little sloppy on that one.
And we almost got sloppy. Parker Douglas went backdoor. And backdoor saves it, gets it back out. Whitfield zips it too hard to Tim Griffith. Ball out of bounds. Both teams, I think, want to talk about this one, so I think they'll share in half timeout each with 6:17 left. Tigers 32, Devils 30. We're back with Blue Devil basketball. You know where? MeccaSportsCo.com.
Brian Harms, I'll bet you got a lot of people asking for fish sandwiches this time of the year.
You bet. Isn't that great? It is that time of year. People always love our fish sandwiches, and they're with tartar sauce and lettuce. You can get that any day of the week. We got the beer battered Alaskan pollock back. I'm back from Alaska. We caught all kinds of them.
And what kind of fish are those?
Pollock. Pollock.
And you've got a special deal going on. 2 fish sandwiches for just $7. Right now at Hardee's, 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
Back at Edwardsville, don't forget it's Lent. You can get fish sandwiches, 2 for $7. The Alaskan pollock. Where? Where you say? Hardee's, 30th and Broadway. Stop in and say hi to Brian Harms. And also join us in the post-game show brought to you by Hardee's as we wrap this one up tonight. Hopefully on a high note heading into Friday for the Devils. There's 6:17 left in this game. Tigers have a 32-30 lead against the Devils. And
you couldn't ask for anything else. Hey, being in the ball game with, 6 minutes to go, down by 2 on their home court, you can't ask for anything more.
We played good here. It's been 2 6-point runs in the third quarter. That's the end of the lead, but the Devils did get a 6-point run of their own. Hill Lomax at the high post. Gets it over to Weller. Thought about the shot. Made a couple ball fakes, and then we left him there, and he hits the three-pointer. I'm not sure why we backed off of him.
Well, back communication. Whitfield ran down with the guy that cut through. You had 2 of them down there, him and Griffith, and Whitfield couldn't get back out to challenge the shot.
35-30. I know that was an easy one. Weller made a couple little ball fakes, but he was going to shoot the basketball. 2 passes. Hill Lomax. Wow, saved by Whitfield, but it's right in the hands of the Tigers. Tigers in transition. Took it down the left corner, quickly back out. Weller handles the basketball. Tim Griffith goes out to guard him. 5:25 left in this one. Devils are down by 5, 35-30.
Well, and they're going to pull it out, be very patient.
Hill Lomax will pop out just long enough to handle the ball and pass it right back. Wilson goes left side.
0 fouls. We can afford to be a little bit aggressive.
Yeah, both teams have not had a foul in the fourth quarter. There's that Weller, hesitates, kicks it out to Wilson in the corner. Wilson drives, gets down the block. Hill Lomax, wow, maybe a foul. Devils dodge it though as Lepper gets the rebound. How that ball got in point blank.
I hate to say it, but definitely a foul.
Yes, and it was down there low. High percentage area. Trying to bounce it inside at the high post. They're going to say it was kicked. We got a break there on that one. 4:44. That number popped up again. I'm about to play that tonight. Left in this ball game in the fourth. Clausell with the basketball. Weller's going to come out and pick him up. Left side left. Back to Clausell. Trying to bring it to the right side. Tim Griffith looks like he's not sure where he's supposed to be. He was setting a screen, and then he was basically standing in that area. Clausell, nobody's really moving now. Lepp comes out to set a screen. Jewels down to the block. on the low post. Goes inside. Lepp works hard to get that shot. Boy, that was a good pass, close in tight. But more importantly, Lepp worked to run two guys off to get that shot availability. Weller kicks out here on the right side. Nemi misses. Inside though, Hill Lomax. Good job by Whitfield. Whitfield knew he was going to out-jump him. I think that's where he strengthened his leg, so he kept straight up and down on that play.
Well, Hill Lomax is about 6'5", Whitfield about 6'2". Good job of sealing up by Milton.
Joel started a drive, kicks it back out. Tim Griffith brings it back on the perimeter. Parker Douglas with the basketball.
Let's get a good look here, guys.
Weller really doing a good job of shielding and guarding those passes. Joel's back to Parker Douglas. In the high post is Whitfield. Lepp's working that baseline. Long shot from three. No good. Tipped out there. Whitfield hustles. Last touch there by Butler. Good hustle by Butler and Whitfield. I think Milton initially touched it, but Butler's last reach got a hold of the ball. By the way, that was a low percentage bad shot, I'm sorry to say. Even if it would have went in. Way too long out there. Parker Douglas is triggered in. Gets it into Lepp. That's what you do.
Well, I mean, next year with the 35-second shot clock at the end of that.
Whitfield hits it from the top of the key for three. Ties the ball game up. 35-35. Brought to you by Kevin Vandeman and his crew at WoodmartBuildingCenter.com. 3 minutes left.
It's going to stop her,
guys. Hill Lomax could have been called for a moving screen. He leaned on Whitfield twice. Now he moved in again and chucked him with his shoulder a little bit. Hill Lomax inside. Wow. So they give Hill Lomax out at the top a little room to lean in twice, and then Lepp boxes him out down low, and we call the quick one. Lepp his second. First foul on either team in the fourth quarter. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying Hill Lomax definitely after the first one. The second one put out the chicken wing. And coach realized I got to get him out of there before he commits another foul. And a timeout taken. 2:52 left in this one from Edwardsville. The winner heads to Friday for the championship game of the regional. And right now, the score, Devils 35, Tigers 35. We're back with the close here on MechaSportsCo.com.
This stream is brought to you by Mecha Sports Co., your streaming platform for all 4 Quincy High School basketball teams. Be sure to subscribe and like on YouTube and Facebook. Just search Mecha Sports Co., and you won't miss a thing from QHS Blue Devils and Lady Devils with coverage for the QND Raiders and Lady Raiders on the road. Be sure to visit MechaSportsCo.com for the complete schedule of games and more.
Back here in Edwardsville, Coach Pettit and myself discussing this. As we had Lepp running the baseline, Coach said, hey, we'd rather have Whitfield running the baseline, Lepp catching the ball, making passes, and I think they've been doing that. And that last time it just got flip-flopped to throw them off a little bit, maybe catch somebody asleep waiting for us to run the same thing. But you've got a great point there, Coach.
Well, Milton's more athletic. He gets the ball down at that short corner. It's going to be one dribble and go up and finish it. Hey, you know what I mean? Lepp, not quite as quick. Lepp may be a better passer, getting him up high. So,
Weller triggers in for Edwardsville. Has it on the left side. Skips all the way over here to Nemi. Also in that lineup still, Butler, Wilson, and also in now Borden. Borden came in, had a couple fouls in the first half. Shot from the wing, 3, no good. Rattles in and out. Wow, on the far side, Borden had a hold of Lepper's shirt.
Oh, yeah.
And it was extended. Lepp got the rebound, though.
All right, let's get a good look on this offensive possession.
Devils with the basketball. Clausell. You got Griffith on the right side.
Oh, come on now.
Not good, especially the guy closed down on the passing lane. You made a ball fake. He didn't go for it, but you turned back and tried to throw the ball there. Heads up, guys. Think.
Well, and I think we had a dribble to start with, so we couldn't jab step, we couldn't ball fake, anything like that.
Clausell out there with Douglas, Griffith, Whitfield, and Lepper. Back around half court, Wilson. Now Lepper gets a screen. He gets a little shoulder in there, but he didn't send the shoulder there. Clausell pulls up from 20. No good. Weak side, tipped away. Oh, no. Griffith was going to grab the rebound, and Borden knocked it out. Great job with the officials.
Yep.
I'll compliment the officials. The guy in front of Coach Douglas saw it, saw Borden tip it out, went down to his partner and said, listen, I got it better than you, and I like that. Good job. That's why we have 3 officials out there. Devils will have it. Parker Douglas on the baseline, 2:02 left. Let's set a screen to get the ball in. Out to Whitfield. Milton back into Parker Douglas in the corner. Now Jewels inside 2 minutes here, folks.
Good patience.
Hold on to your drink and your edge of your seat. Clausell, right side Griffith. Little more pressure coming out by the Tigers. They want the basketball back. I don't think the Devils can run 2 minutes down to get the last shot because Lepper's going to take one from the corner. No good. Butler, nice job of bumping into Griffith a little bit and getting the rebound. Weak side for Edwardsville. Weller gets the ball back on the left side. Takes a drive in, does the floater, and good. Weller wanted the ball in his hands. A quick timeout after he makes the basket, giving Edwardsville a 37-35 lead. Timeout by Edwardsville. We'll take a timeout too. 1:26 left in this one. Yep, still 1:26. Edwardsville 37, Blue Devils 35. And we're back with the rest of this one. MeccaSportsCo.com.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at QHS Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
Back here at Edwardsville High School, taking it down to the wire. Wellman and Pettit enjoying it. After the basket by Weller, quick timeout by Edwardsville. Coach Battis wants to discuss what he'd like to see out of his team. I'll tell you, the athletic director, Amy, talked very highly of Coach last week when we were down here for the girls. She was very impressed at his ability, not only on the court, but away from the court. Devils come out with Douglas, Clausell, Griffith, Whitfield, and Lepper. Other end, Weller, Nemi, Butler, Hill, Lomax back in there for defense and rebounding, and the freshman Wilson. In the high post, is not actually behind, now goes into the block. Lepp almost travels, did travel. Way out here made the call. But I could see Lepp, he was on the other side of the court where 2 guys were. Nobody wanted to call that traveling. Avion Tate checks in, so in for Lepp. I don't know if Lepp thought he was getting bumped a little bit, but Lepp will come right back in for the offensive side. In the backcourt, Parker Douglas going to pick up Weller. Here's where we needed somebody to jump. Double team and jump on him. Brings it to Butler. Butler then kicks away. Weller going to go try to go baseline. All the way to the basket. Oh, and he gets it to go around the rim twice, but it goes in and stays in.
Gotta go. Four down by 4 with under a minute.
50 seconds. Clausell gets pushed over here on the wing. 2 guys were there.
Well, and that's their first foul. So they can continue to foul like that, be aggressive out there on the defensive end.
Wilson, his 4th foul. Well, he led that first half. He had 3 trays, had 11 points, the freshman. Devils have the basketball, 48.4, down by 4. Lepper comes back into the ball game, flashes up to the high post.
Got to attack it.
Whitfield on the right side, wasting a little time here. 40 seconds. Clausell comes around the screen through the legs. Whitfield almost lost the handle, now gets it. Behind the back, getting bumped out by Weller.
Too much dribbling.
Yep, 30 seconds left. Clausell to Whitfield, skips over to Lepp. Lepp pulls out from way downtown. Rolls in, rolls out. Hill Lomax with the rebound.
Not a good shot.
And in the backcourt, quick foul, but that's all right. We needed a foul. Griffith with it. For Tim, it'll be his 3rd foul. Team foul, number 2. Yeah, we only have a 2-1 fouls with 20 seconds exactly. Wilson Freiberg checks in for Whitfield. Avion Tate checks in for Lepper. Full court pressure being applied. Clausell has Butler, but then will go out, pick up and roam. Wilson got the ball in. Butler's in the backcourt. Tim Griffith immediately fouls. Tim's fourth. Devils third. So if you're going to put him at the line, you almost have to foul, boom, boom, immediately.
Yeah.
That left, we just lost 3.6 seconds. Kenai Humphrey checks in. Tim's got to check out with his 4 fouls now. 16.4. Right in front of
well, you got to steal the pass in bounds, if not foul.
Exactly. Butler gets it in. Avion Tate commits that foul. 4th foul on the Devils. Tate's first of the game. 14.9. Boy, it'd be nice to have them get a little lazy, get a steal to the basket. On the far side. And we have a foul before the ball even gets in bounds. That's okay. Now, in the old days, there were times where if you did that before the ball got in bounds, you could be called for like a flagrant or something with no clock.
2 shots and the ball out of bounds.
Yeah. That is not the fact anymore. Clausell, his 3rd. 5th team foul. Butler to the line to shoot, where tonight he is 6 out of 8. But no time went off the clock. 14.9. Butler connects on the first one. 7 out of 9 now. It's a little 5-point run, but that 5-point run gives the 5-point lead. It was tied 35-35 before Weller went in for the 2-point shot. Second one is good. Devils have the basketball. Down 41-35. Clausell. Right side Douglas. Douglas pulls up from way behind the arc. Banks the shot for 3 off the right side. It goes in. I heard him call the bank as it.
You did. You got better ears than I did.
No doubt. We're going to go with it there. 6-point run. Stopped there with a 3-pointer by Parker Douglas off the right side and off the glass. By the way, that 3-pointer, blue collar or not, bank shot or not, it doesn't matter. It went in. And since 1978, the most trusted building materials and kitchen bath design company in the Quincy area. Lumber, hardware, doors, windows, decks, flooring, siding, and so much more, especially when you bank a 3 in. That's Woodmart Building Center, 12th and Seminary Road, or Jack McKenzie Way, woodmartbuildingcenter.com. Well, Coach, this is one of our better games we put together for this young group.
Yeah, I mean, once again, freshmen out there on the floor, learning how to close out a game like this against a veteran, team on their home court. Great effort tonight.
We've had 6-point runs, 3 6-point runs by the Tigers. Devils had 1 6-point run of their own. With a steal and a 3-pointer, that would be another 6-point run that would tie the game with only 4 seconds left.
Well, we got to make sure that, if they get the ball inbounds, you got to foul immediately and then, hope for missed shots. But you got to get a steal here.
Ball gets inbounded. Weller. And immediately, thank goodness they called the foul, because if he gets that ball back to Wilson, it's all over. Now, also you're fouling Weller, a heck of a shooter. He's 3 for 4 from the stripe tonight. Pretty steady ball player, Coach. Foul went on Clausell, his 4th. 2.1 left.
Well, this team got second in the Southwestern Conference. That's a good ball club.
9-3 in that conference.
Very good ball club.
On the season. Free throw is good.
Oh, do you see where Belleville East girls beat Alton?
Indeed. We could have beat Alton. I told you, they weren't as tall and deep as they've been in the past. Sorry about that, folks. I was down here updating my sheet, hoping that Weller might miss it if it wasn't there. Second one, no good. Rebounded. Oh, it was rebounded there. Hill Lomax was fighting. And I'm going to tell you what, the Devils played a pretty darn good game against the #1 seed Tigers tonight, only losing 42-38. We led through the first half, down by 2 after 3 quarters, 32-30. But coming into that 4th quarter, we had a 6-point run. Actually, we had the 2 free throws ending the quarter, that gave them the 2-point lead, and that three-pointer starting off the fourth quarter gave the lead. But we tied it back up at 35-35, and then the 6-point run extended it before Parker Douglas banked the three, but we couldn't get the ball, and after Weller had made one free throw, it ends up 42. 42, you hear that? We played these guys pretty darn good, only gave up 42 points, Coach.
Well, you know, I mean, it's one of these scenarios where you look at it, and the veteran team, you know, ended up the last, 2 minutes, closing the game out, and we haven't learned that yet. As a freshman-laden squad, we haven't learned how to win these close games at the end, when you're tied up with, a minute and a half to go.
I'll tell you, they played some good basketball, pushed it 4 quarters, closer to 4 quarters than they have as a team. We've done 1 quarter, we've done 2. We've done 2.5, in some games. But to take the opening round and the number 1 seed down to the final shots, basically.
Well, on their court. That's the thing you got to look at. This is a home game for them. And we did a heck of a job tonight. They should be proud of their effort. And, it points to a very, very bright future for this Quincy High School boys basketball program.
I'll have to do some double checking on my scoring out here, but they only had 3 guys scoring as far as what I've got. I'll have to take one more look because I'm looking for one more point out there. That means a free throw, and it might have been that last one of Butler. But well, the Devils' season does come to an end. They'll finish 8-21. On the other side, Edwardsville will advance. They'll be 22-7. But Edwardsville knew the Devils were here, and the Devils put together a heck of a ball game. You'll hear from Coach Douglas in the postgame show. He'll be able to break this one down. But that'll do it for the regular portion of our broadcast as the Devils come so close at the upset here in Edwardsville. Your final score, Edwardsville Tigers 42 and your Quincy High Blue Devils 38. And, of course, this has been Blue Devil Basketball right here, MeccaSportsCo.com.
Spring is right around the corner with warm weather approaching quickly. Best Kept Sod Farm offers a full line of landscaping services. We can provide the labor. If you thrive on DIY, we can give you advice or recommendations on how to make your lawn the talk of the neighborhood. No job is too big or too small, and as always, we provide free estimates. Best Kept Sod Farm is a local company who strives for excellent customer satisfaction and takes pride in what we do. Contact us today by phoning or texting us at 217-779-0620 to discuss your project needs.
If you're building a house, remodeling an older home, thinking about a new deck, or need a whole new kitchen, Woodmart is your project partner. Since 1978, Woodmart has been the most trusted building materials and kitchen and bath design company in the Quincy area. At Woodmart, you'll find enthusiastic, experienced professionals helping you through every phase of your project. We offer smart advice for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer and top-quality materials. Woodmart Building Center, 2000 North 12th Quincy, your project partner since 1978.
Brian Harms, I'll bet you got a lot of people asking for fish sandwiches this time of the year.
You bet. Isn't that great? It is that time of year. People always love our fish sandwiches, and they're with tartar sauce and lettuce. You can get that any day of the week. We got the beer battered Alaskan pollock back. I'm back from Alaska. We caught all kinds of them.
And what kind of fish are those?
Pollock. Pollock.
And you've got a special deal going on. 2 fish sandwiches for just $7. Right now at Hardee's, 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
Back at Edwardsville, it's the Hardee's postgame show brought to you by Hardee's, 30th in Broadway. Brian Harms and company out there. Devils put a heck of a game together here. After one quarter led 12-9. Halftime, 22-18, Devils led by 4, so extended it by a point there. Third quarter withstood 2 6-point runs right off the bat, and it was basically 12-2. It was a 10-point run there. Devils found themselves down by 6, 30-24. They battled back, tied the ball game at 30 before giving up the last 2 free throws of the third quarter. It was 32-30. Start off the fourth quarter, three-pointer by Edwardsville, extended it to 35-30. Devils with a bucket, then a three-pointer made it 35-35. There's that 6-point run, the third one of the ball game, and that was from the Tigers as they had a bucket, 2 buckets in a row, and then 2 free throws, led 41-35. Parker Douglas banked the three-pointer from the right side to get it within 3, but after a foul and 1 made free throw by Weller, game wrapped up 42-38. It was definitely played at the Devils' pace, and some good stuff out there, Coach.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they took care of the basketball. Overall, they did a very, very good job, on the glass, stopping because, let's face it, this team launched a bunch of threes and very athletic. They had 3 guys averaging 5+ rebounds a game, so they did a good job on the defensive glass, as well as take care of the basketball and, for the most part, getting good shots, on their offensive sets.
Well, looking at the scoring in this ball game, you go over here to Edwardsville. 3 guys scored. We came in with 3 scorers: Weller, Butler, and Nemi. By the way, he had 0. So I guess we messed up his name enough that he just couldn't score tonight. Leading the way was Rowan Weller. He had 17 points. Didn't score in the first quarter. Didn't have to. He handles the basketball and really controls the offense for the Tigers. 14 points out of Micah Butler, and then 11 points out of Matthew Wilson, the freshman. Those were all in the first half with 3 trays and a bucket. Check that. 1 tray did come in the third quarter, so had 1 in each of the first 3 quarters. But 3 players, and maybe a key out here, free throw shooting. 12 out of 16. So basically 75% from the charity stripe for Edwardsville. Checking out the Devils. My scores all add up, but for some reason I think I've got an extra point in here. No, there it is. After I add it up a couple times, it does come out. So that's always the time when we let Bruce run our ads and all that stuff back in the studio, and it was so nice because you could do all your addition. Leading the way, Milton Whitfield, his last game as a Blue Devil, had 10 points tonight. He hit that three-pointer in the fourth quarter, too. Kept it in there. 8 points out of Joels Clausel. Joels with 2 threes early in the ball game. 7 from Parker Douglas, including the bank from the right side for 3. Brandon Lepper worked hard inside. He had 5, a 3 early in the ball game. And then 2 points for Tim Griffith, 2 for Kenai Humphrey. And checking out the rest of the lineup there, I think that might have been it. Nope, Wilson Freiberg did start and did play, but did not score. On the other side, by the way, in the ball game but not scoring, Michael Donald got a foul. I think that was not right. I think that was foul was on Hill Lomax, because I did not see him in the ball game. Sir Borden came in, had a couple fouls, but did not score. And also Max McMichael and Tucker Lindstedt also in for the Tigers as they wrap it up. They'll play the winner of the next game. As you're seeing it out there, it's Granite City, who the Devils beat down at Collinsville, taking on Collinsville. And, again, this is what, 4 and 5, right?
Yep.
So have an opportunity here. No, just last one. Sorry about that. Oh, you're fine. There you are. Actually, someone was up asking for broadcast in the next game as well. And hey, we'll broadcast anything. If somebody wants to come up and pay us, we'll stick around. Although, I don't know, Granite City, Collinsville, in the past, Collinsville's teams that we've matched up against have been pretty darn good. I don't know. This is one of those down years for Collinsville. And as we mentioned, no disrespect before the game, but we said this is a winnable game because nobody was so dominant out there this year in this down here. This team, of course, Tigers' closest thing to that is 9-3 in a tough Southwestern Conference. I take it East St. Louis won that conference?
I believe so.
I think that's a pretty good. That's a pretty good easy. I think so. I wonder how the girls' programs, how they can't be that good, because they were like 6-20 something and got knocked out already out there. But back in the past, East St. Louis and East St. Louis Lincoln, Joyner Kersey and all the great athletes they had up there, and then they merged them all into one school, kind of like what Peoria did there a few years ago when they merged into some schools. It's like when you got all that talent out there and you put it all together. So, well, a tough one for the Devils. I don't know. I think when you look at this, I don't know if you can really say a tough one, because I think the Devils played a tough one and made the Tigers really respect them. I think Devils played about as well as they could have played. Maybe, in my opinion, maybe a couple quick shots from way too far out. But we came back on the defensive end. We did not have the lapses after we made a bad shot selection or a quick shot selection. We did not come down on the defensive end and, blow assignments and didn't see those big runs. The runs that were out there, the 2 6-point runs, probably the third quarter is the one that really started us off there, because that's once they got the lead. But the Devils still battled back, tied it at 30, tied it at 35, and took it down to the last shot. That's good stuff, Coach.
Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely you see growth, with this young ball club, during the regular season, and coming out and putting out this effort, in the regional semifinal, against the number 1 seed. You can't ask for anything more.
So many times, we haven't been down here in a couple years. I think we lost a postseason game down here. I know one was Dennis Cramsey was still the principal, a good friend of ours from Quincy, that went over to Highland. Hired by Ed Hightower, by the way, the great Ed Hightower, the great official, has been an administrator down here for forever as superintendent. I think he's already retired, though, out there. But, that's a couple years ago. The Devils and the Devils from the girls' side both lose here this year. I want Edwardsville to have the regionals for the next 3 years, because I want the Devils to come down, avenge on this floor. I like the floor. I'm getting tired of orange and black. I'm surprised we don't have time to go over. Let's check out Beardstown and Palmyra while we're already done with here in Waterloo. Waterloo's the same colors as we'll be down there tomorrow night. The Lady Raiders will play Chatham Glenwood. That's going to be a matchup. 2 years ago at Decatur MacArthur, it was the championship game. It came down to a call at half court. It put Ari Bueller on the line to tie the ball game up. That was before we got the new camera. So we went to audio there. People heard it but didn't get to see the missed shot. And then Chatham went on to a 4th place finish. The Newman girl was a freshman. She's now a junior. They've got about 4 different scorers on that ball team. But that should be a great one. That is tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, and pregame at 6:45 from Waterloo High School. And where do you find it at, Coach?
MechaSportsCo.com.
That is right. Of course, you can always go to our website. Also, a lot of times go right to the YouTube site there, so you're right in there. And if you've not subscribed, please do so. We appreciate all that. Saw us get up over our intended goal there this season, which was nice. Appreciate all the fans out there. And, again, for all the Blue Devils fans and the Blue Devils from the girls' side, lots of fun. The girls will reload for next year as all those players, the juniors, will become seniors. Madeline Hanby, good luck to her at Monmouth College. But she'll go up and play basketball up there. I did have a chance to talk to somebody the other night. Oh, Bob Sheffield. And Bob helps coach the Quincy University Hawks. They were down playing McHenry. I said, you had the girls' game before. How did Foley look? Said, pretty good. Said she got in there sparingly. They ran a lot of different bodies. And I had told him that's what we saw early in the season. She was in double figures in scoring and rebounding if you brought it up to a regular game. Because she was only playing maybe 10 to 12 minutes, maybe 14 at that time. So, Taylor, keep up the good work out there as well. So, but I think these two teams next year is going to be a lot of fun. We lose, again, the seniors out here for the boys. Milton Whitfield, good luck to him wherever he plays. I know he likes DMAC. That's Des Moines Junior College. He'll fit in there. Tell you what, he'd fit into Culver Stockton or somewhere else, maybe right away. Avion Tate, I don't know if Avion's going on to play football, but also Emmerich Batley. Emmerich's been there patiently on that bench for all those years of following the guys who just graduated, and he's been there every day at practice, and that's what you need, program players who stick it out, but good luck to them, and as we mentioned, Hamby as well. So it's reload time next year, Coach, and should be some fun. I can't wait till next year. Now, you're going to pick up a lot of these teams in the summertime, as Coach Dance has already talked about being at Batavia for a shootout this summer. The boys were up there last year at where?
DeKalb.
All right, because we were going to go up and actually film it, but these Baller or one of the TV networks picked it up for a lot of these things that summer ball. Because I went, why do we want to go watch summer ball? And you're like, hey, it's some good basketball, and Mecca Sports is going to put it on. So, and I know you've got to have the Oberts. Jason Obert and his company is going to say, hey, we're talking baseball now and softball. We'd sure like to see Mecca out there. I'm going to tell you, baseball is a long game in high school. Softball, that's what I always loved about it. It's more compact. Everything can be done in an hour. baseball, it's lazing on a Sunday afternoon. I mean, it's a lot of fun, especially when you're playing the game. You better have a lot of ad lib like Vin Scully or some of those to entertain, because it's a great game. They've tried to change it at the major league level, baseball, to make it more fun, make it quicker. Don't change the game. It's a great game just the way it is. If you don't have 3.5 hours, don't watch it. You can always walk away from it. So, well, what do you think, Coach? What was tonight? Your impressions? I know you don't do impressions, but your thoughts on tonight's game.
Well, once again, great effort, by a young group that, hasn't learned yet how to finish. But did a much better job, take care of the basketball, much better job of, boxing out, in the defensive end. Because let's face it, they were shooting a lot of threes, and for the most part, I don't remember, but maybe 2 or 3 offensive rebounds.
And nothing point blank either. Yeah, nothing down underneath the basket either. If there was something under the basket, it got kicked back out. So both teams guarded the basket well. And I'll tell you, the Tigers, every time Lepper got the ball inside, they were all over Lep. And so he's had to work. It's going to be that way for 3 more years, too. He's got great passing abilities, got some great footwork, whichever way you'd like to say it. My English teacher just said there is no such word as feet work. I'm aware of that, unless I create it, which this day and age you never know. But there's a lot of good stuff here, and it's just get stronger. Coach always talks about it. We all do. Teams and players are made in the off season.
Yep. I mean, they're made in the summertime. I mean, you got to work hard, do a lot of the court training, work on your shots, work on the weak parts of your game, and like I say, this group has, a ton of potential, and, if we work hard this summer, I think you'll see a lot better results, than the 8-21 that they went this year.
Summer is not till June. I can mark the great players. March is here. March, April, May, they're already putting the game together. I mean, most players at this age, if they're not playing a spring sport, after the weekend, it's get back out and start working out. Get back out. And there's a lot of guys out here. I had mentioned a few players. I tell you, as a note to guys on the bench, got to work hard. There's a lot of guys going to be going in different positions next year. Avery Beeston, you got an okay shot. If you're going to be in that lineup next year, you got to be out there pumping weight and shooting 500 shots a day. I mean, you need to come out 20 feet plus, because we need somebody who can be comfortable enough to come in, hit the shots, but be strong enough to play defense, because if you match up and you're not strong, your shots aren't worth much if you turn around on the other end and you're getting posted up all night long. But that's just one point of all of these guys. I can break down every one of these kids and tell you what you need to work on, as I'm sure Coach Douglas and his staff has already checked these things off. Other guys that are out there working. You always look for somebody to come out of the hallways, that's 6'10". They sure seem to pop up in Moline for a couple years there, so it'd be nice to see one pop up in Quincy. Hey, it's the Postgame Show, brought to you by Hardee's. We'll take a break. When we come back, more of the Postgame Show right here at the Mecca Mobile Studio, brought to you by Sleep Tight. Better bed, less money. Sleep Tight, Quincy and Jacksonville. And, of course, Hardee's at 30th and Broadway in Quincy. Back with more of the postgame on MeccaSportsCo.com.
This stream is brought to you by Mecca Sports Co., your streaming platform for all 4 Quincy High School basketball teams. Be sure to subscribe and like on YouTube and Facebook. Just search Mecca Sports Co., and you won't miss a thing from QHS Blue Devils and Lady Devils, with coverage for the QND Raiders and Lady Raiders on the road. Be sure to visit MeccaSportsCo.com for the complete schedule of games and more.
Better bed, less money at Sleep Tight in Quincy and Jacksonville. Shop Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster with free delivery, setup, removal, and 0% financing for up to 5 years.
Sleep tight.
Sleep tight.
Back in the postgame. Of course, that message is brought to you by the IHSA. We thank them, and of course, and we really got to thank Edwardsville. They have their own kids network, but they are not tied into the National Federation of High School Sports. And so the nice thing is we get to come down and film all week. We got to film last week with the girls, and we did get to film at Notre Dame for the Lady Raiders. But the rest of the way out, you're just not sure how many. Once you get to the super sectionals, it's pretty well tied up to those cameras, and that's fine because you go back to radio action, which I do enjoy. I guess if I'm going to be sitting here real quick while we're doing the post game, I'll go ahead and zoom into the action here as you're getting bonus coverage. Collinsville against Granite City. Why not? As we wait for Coach Douglas out here. Coach wrapping up the season on, again, a lot of good things happened this year. There were those bad moments, and early I think there were people who, you get spoiled. When you have the lineup that the Devils have had the last 4 years and your expectations are so high, sometimes you're spoiled. So when you start off a season and had to be reminded that, hey, by the way, these guys were fresh or eighth graders last year playing at the state tournament, and the other guys on the bench never saw playing time last year. So, when you put all that together like that, pretty good year. And I know we had our lows. I know a lot of people said 17 points at Moline, or there was a quarter that we didn't score, and I don't think that was the first time since 1920. We'll check on John Potts on that, because I believe there's been a game that we have played in the last 5 or 6 years. Speaking of which, before the ball game, I saw Dante Kreider. Kreider was part of that lineup that had Jarrell Brock and Jaden Smith and those guys. And that was a good athletic group of guys, because you had those guys who were football players. You had Reese, who also played football, athletic, Lucas, and then you had the soccer player in Jaden Smith. So they really formed a pretty good basketball team. And I think Dante said the other day, early before the game, said it's been 5 or 6 years since he played that last game. It just doesn't seem right. So, hey, one more quick break as we wait for Coach Douglas. All he's got to do is run a quick 100-yard dash once he gets down from the others. And we'll be back with the rest of the postgame show and our coach's comments right here as the Devils lose tonight 42-38 to close out their season right here on MeccaSportsCo.com.
Who do you call for ceiling fan installations? Argerbright Electric. Electrical troubleshooting? Argerbright Electric. Home rewiring? Argerbright Electric. Full house generators? All it takes is one call to Argerbright Electric. 224-5557.
This game is brought to you by Mecca Sports Co. You can find us at MeccaSportsCo.com, on YouTube at youtube.com/@MeccaSportsCo, and on Facebook at Facebook.com/MeccaSportsCo. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any coverage for all 4 Quincy High School basketball teams, boys and girls. Get the play-by-play and color call from Wellman and Pettit exclusively on Mecca Sports Co.
Back at the Hardee's postgame show, Wellman and Pettit. And about ready to join us will be Coach Andy Douglas, as he's got to go ahead and close up the border that keeps people from running around out here. And, of course, Coach's comments are brought to you by the Kunis Auto Group, Faith, Family, and Giving Back. I'm going to tell you what, Coach, that has been, I think, the best almost full game that the Devils have played this year. Leading after 1, leading after 2, even withstanding the 26-point runs, in there. Coming back, though, to tie it at 30 and at 35. Good stuff.
It was great effort by our guys. I'm super proud of them for how they came out. You never know with the senior-oriented group how they're going to show, playing. And we've been in those situations where first game of regionals hasn't been the prettiest of games, and we've struggled to get things going. And with a young group like this, you really just don't know. But I thought our guys were extremely focused, and they believed. They believed while 99.9% of people didn't. They believed they had a chance, and unfortunately were a missed shot here or there away, a turnover away, a defensive lapse away from this being a totally different outcome.
We look at the Edwardsville team coming out. They had 3 scorers coming into tonight, and it was basically Weller, Butler, and Niemi. he didn't score anything. We shut him down completely. Wilson, after he hit those 3 threes, the freshman, not a bad-looking freshman out there.
Yeah.
But did a good job of shutting the guys down. Weller does such a good job of handling the basketball, but I really thought we covered up pretty well. We didn't give up offensive rebounds inside. All the things that have killed us. And then when we did make an ill-advised long shot or maybe a quick shot, we didn't come down on the other end and make another bonehead play on defense to compound, which was really nice. And that's that maturity level that we're starting to get.
Yeah, it's not letting one mistake lead to another mistake. We had a few out there, but they continue to fight, they continue to battle, and that's all we could ask. Going into this game, we want to play loose. Number one, we're the 8 seed, they're the 1 seed. It's their home court. We want them to be the ones playing tight. We want to be the loose team out there, and then be relentless and fearless in everything that we do. And I thought our guys did that. Rebounding. You talk about rebounding. That was a big emphasis that we've had all season, especially the last week and a half. And I thought we did a great job of finding guys. We told them if you leave the game and you have 2 or 3 offensive rebounds, 4 offensive rebounds against a team like this, you're doing something well, because obviously 4 for them, Division I athlete, more athletic than most guys we've seen this year, and we did a really good job on it.
Well, yeah, and I thought you guys took care of the basketball too.
Yeah.
For the most part, and that's been our biggest bugaboos, the whole year.
Right.
Bad passes going the other way for easy looks, and then rebounding tonight. I thought you guys did a tremendous job on the boards.
Yeah, we talked a lot about toughness plays all season long, and trying to get ourselves to play a little more physical, a little tougher in situations. And if you go out and play soft against a team like Edwardsville with the talent that they have, it could easily be a 20-point game, there in the first half. And whether it was Parker, the defense he played, Jewels did a really good job. Milton did a great job. Brennan did a great job in his role. And then, Wilson, Tim, those guys. Again, it's a tough out when you're playing a group like that. But, I thought our guys fought. They clawed, and I couldn't be more proud of them for it.
I think, too, looking at the offensive side, early in that game, we'd make passes, and it seemed like it bounced through everybody's hands, but it always ended up coming back to us, which was nice. But we made some really nice passes interior, and we made good moves to the basket, and if we didn't have it, we kicked it out, which was kind of nice.
Yeah, no, that's the thing with when you go up against the zone, you want to get the ball moving, left to right before you look to attack. And we wanted to have about 3, 4, 5 passes, a couple reversals, and then see what we could get. And I thought they did a great job of carving them up. They carved their defense up. Brennan working the high post, Milton working from behind, Tim, Wilson, those guys flashing. We got looks. It wasn't for not getting looks. We got some looks. Unfortunately, we had a couple lulls there, and one in the third, one in the fourth, where we go 2 or 3 possessions with turnovers, and we don't get a shot. We don't force them to guard, and that's the difference of the game.
And the bad news is we don't get to play again tomorrow. The good news is we've got next season, and like Coach said, so many times that you're made in the summer. I got a feeling you're actually made with this team starting in March.
It's going to start here in the next week or so. I know with this group, if I have them, to where I think they're going to be, this is a group that's going to be in the gym working, and they're going to have to. I know with this group, a lot of people say that they have a lot of talent. I told them the same thing I told Longcore's group. You can have all the talent in the world if you don't put it to work and working on your skills, developing your body. It's going to do you no good. So for this group, there's a lot of people telling them how good they're going to be. They're only going to be good. They're only going to be as good as the work that they put in, and for a lot of those guys, it's going to start here pretty soon.
And, of course, you can't say the same. You're getting better or worse, as you're famous out there. So I tell you, it's been a blast this year covering the Devils. Even in the lows, too, man. If you enjoy a group of kids, you're going to come out and watch them. And you've heard me talking about it during the year. If you're bitching about this team, then stay at home when they're good. We don't need you in the gym.
Hop off that wagon.
You got that right. So, hey, safe trip home. Let's have some fun watching the rest of the basketball, the postseason, see who goes out there and takes and then let's get after it. And can't wait till Blue Devil basketball next year.
Absolutely, man. Looking forward to it.
Next year in the summer, maybe.
Yeah,
You never know.
Right.
You never know where we'll pop up.
All right. Thank you a lot, Coach.
All right, man. Appreciate you guys.
You
Thank you.
got it. That's Andy Douglas. His comments are brought to you by the QHS Auto Group, Faith Family, and Giving Back. As we close out here, only gave up 3 guys in the scoring. That's amazing out here in that. So as the Devils close out, go at it there. As I'm
I
wrapping.
don't know if he made it right, though. Yeah. I might be wrong.
I think he took the picture on the right time when I made my book right. That's a good time. So, hey, we're going to take one more quick break. Come back and wrap it up after we hear from the QHS Auto Group on mechasportsco.com.
QHS Auto Group is proud to sponsor Mecca Sports Broadcasting.
If you're looking to score your next new ride, be sure to visit Kunis Honda.
And QHS Hyundai of Quincy.
With over 300 new and used vehicles to choose from, you won't find a selection like this anywhere else.
Plus, give your vehicle the game plan to success by servicing with our new state-of-the-art service center.
Visit QHS Auto Group of Quincy on 36th Street and see how QHS makes it easy.
Back in the postgame show. Yes, I did. Actually, Coach and I talking about it. You know, it is funny. You talk about, Coach was just in the postgame as we're talking, Coach Pettit, and said you couldn't ask for anything better than that. You know, early at the start of the third quarter, you had said, we're up 22-18. You couldn't ask for anything better going in the third quarter. I was ready to come back with, 25 points ahead would be a good one I'd take for
it.
But if you're asking for it. So, but we thank Coach and everybody out there. We know both teams, and Coach Dance's team as well, they're going to get after that. And now they can sit back and we can watch and cheer on the other side of town at 10th and Jackson as we go tomorrow night with the Lady Raiders right here taking on the Chatham-Glenwood Titans. And I knew that was the Titans. The Bulldog on the floor last night threw me off, and I wanted to call on the Bulldogs. But then, of course, tonight, I have not heard a score yet, but the Raiders are taking on Pleasant Plains.
Yep.
And then they will play on Friday at North Mac, so we got to give a call out there, and we're probably going to go over to North Mac and watch some Raider basketball as well. So lots of fun out here. So
busy week, 4 games in 4 days.
And it's still going on, and if you're watching this game out there, that's just the post-game bonus there for you guys. I'm not moving the camera anymore out here. So, well, Coach, good season here for the Devils. Close out on a pretty impressive game where it came down to the last minute or so, and really, you know, the free throws there made and that little run at the end, but good stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you couldn't ask anything more tonight, you know, against the number 1 seed, you know, coming in 21-7. I had a funny feeling about this game because of the splits and, you know, the point differentials and, you know, very similar styles, you know, that the Devils would have to play at in order to be successful. But, yeah, I mean, a very good season. You know, like I say, summer ball is going to be very, very important with this group. And, you know, getting stronger and, you know, working on their skills. So, yeah, I think we got a lot to look forward to here in the future.
And if you'd asked Coach Douglas before the game, you're only going to give Edwardsville 38 points. Check that, 42 points. You would have said 38. You would have said, great, we just won the ball game. But 42, he'd have said, we played pretty darn good then.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I say, take care of the basketball. They did a good job. You know, a few, I think, rush, quick shots, you know, but other than that, and defensively, you know, boxing out on the boards and getting the rebounds, you know, and controlling the tempo. That's what this team has to do in order to be successful.
Indeed. All right, Coach Pettit. For Coach Pettit, I'm Jeff Wellman. This has been the regional semifinal between the Blue Devils and the Edwardsville Tigers. And the final came out in the way of Edwardsville. They'll move on to take on the winner of Granite City and Collinsville. Devils will start working on next year already in March. That's only next week, by the way. So good time to get after it out here. So for Coach Pettit, I'm Jeff Wellman. Your final score here at Edwardsville. It was the Edwardsville Tigers 42 and your Quincy High Blue Devils 38. It was a lot of fun. The season was a lot of fun. Still stick around. We got a lot more on Mecca Sports Co. as we wrap it up here in Edwardsville with the Devils losing out here. We appreciate you all out there. Thank you for joining us, and good night, everyone.
Brian Harms, I'll bet you got a lot of people asking for fish sandwiches this time of the year.
You bet. Isn't that great? It is that time of year. People always love our fish sandwiches, and they're with tartar sauce and lettuce. You can get that any day of the week. We got the beer battered Alaskan pollock back. I'm back from Alaska. We caught all kinds of them.
And what kind of fish are those?
Pollock. Pollock.
And you've got a special deal going on. 2 fish sandwiches for just $7. Right now at Hardee's, 30th and Broadway, Quincy.